Hello and welcome to Angels Speak. I'm Teri Angel. I'm your host and so glad to be here with all of you. Thank you for sharing this when you find it. This is a daily program that I do where I come on and read a blog that was dictated by the angels. And it's a beautiful message every day. I can't wait to share it with you and see what you all think about it. If you'll excuse me one moment, I forgot to close the door before I came on live. All right, thank you. That'll make a difference in the noise level. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the new TikTokers who are finding my live show every day. And I'm so glad that you're here. Please share this out. And thank you for being here. So Blue is with us on Facebook. We have several people jumping in on TikTok. Welcome, everyone. It's coming through really fast, so I'm not going to be able to say all of your names, but I'm so glad that you're here with me. All right, so we're going to get right to it. But first, I want to just share that if you want to read the blog that I write every night, you can go to angelspeakers.com and you can find all of them. Since the beginning of the year, the angels have been sharing a message every night. So you have 6 months worth of messages that you can go in there and read and see what their guidance is for us for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. The message tonight, or from last night, is called I Can Dream. And I think this is a really important message for us all to hear. There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh, why can't my dream come true? That's from a song called If I Can Dream, sung by Elvis Presley. Some of you may be familiar with those lines. Some of you may have never heard of it before. I have now seen the Elvis movie twice with two different friends. I still have the same opinion after watching it again. It was absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite Elvis songs of all time was included in the movie, which is If I Can Dream. The song was not written by Elvis, but was written for him in response to the killing of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This was an event which touched Elvis deeply, as it did so many of us. Senseless killings always stir up the questions that this song raises. Do we have to wait for more of these and other traumatic tragedies for us to decide to, quote, dream of a better land and go beyond dreaming to figure out what we can do to live in a world that works for us all? Dear angels, I know it is of no use to ask why when there is a tragedy, and they seem to be occurring more frequently these days. Just today, there was a horrific event where innocent lives were taken. You've taught me not to ask why, but instead to ask, what can we do going forward? Please help us understand more about how our dream, our vision of a better land can come true. Dear ones, there is indeed an equilibrium in the universe, guided by the universal law of harmony. This law works simply by removing all the arguments, conflicts, and negativity from all parts of your life. Piece of cake, right? It is easier than it sounds, though. What this calls for is emotional intelligence, getting control of your emotions for the good of all. Your energy vibrates within and around you all the time, connecting you with each other and with the constant flow of universal energy and events. This energy is influenced by your thoughts. Thus, with your thoughts, you become a creator. As one of the creators, you are partly responsible for shaping and forming the energy of the universe. Universal oneness, dear ones, means that everything in the universe is living for everything else. What is happening on the inside determines what's happening on the outside. Your world is shaped by your thoughts. Therefore, everything is possible. The energy of your thoughts transforms into the energy of your reality. As a human being, you are much more than a body or emotions or mind. Your inner core is indestructible as part of the spiritual consciousness of the universe. You see, dear ones, this is the short version of this immutable law. It is up to all of you to delve deeper into it, to figure out how you can incorporate it into your life and affect the change you wish to see in your future. Dear angels, thank you. I love you. And today, I promise to continue to dream of a world where we all get along and help each other the best we can. My commitment is to do my part to usher in more peace in the world. So what's your commitment? If we can understand this law of harmony, there are many universal laws. Many people are just aware of one or two, like the law of gravity or the law of attraction, but there's so much more. And if we understand that what we think, our conscious, active thought, that thought is creating. It goes into our subconscious. And then the subconscious does not judge. It doesn't question. It just responds. And when it responds, it becomes a creation. So if we want a world where people aren't going out and just randomly killing everybody or raping or protesting and rioting, if we want a world that's full of peace, what does that say? To me, it says, let's feed our subconscious what we do want. Don't even go to the place of what you don't want. Just focus on harmony. And what does harmony mean? What does it mean to you? I'll put that question out to you all. Everyone that may be watching this, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you are watching this, what does harmony mean to you? And start kicking around that thought. How can we create a world that works for all of us? A world where we can be safe to walk down the street or go to a 4th of July parade or a birthday party or a church service or go shopping at the grocery store. How can we create that kind of world where we feel secure again on this planet that we live on? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. I would love to hear solutions being brought forth instead of the problem. The problem's there. We are always going to have something in this world that is going to get our attention. Something that says, oh, look at me. Here I am wanting my 15 seconds of fame. And so I'm going to do something to get my name up in lights, get my name on the headline news. How can we create a world where we don't need that? We don't need the attention seeking. We don't need anything other than just to love on each other and to help each other through this thing called life. Ram Dass said we are all just walking each other home. And that home is in our hearts. That home is where we know who we are. And we acknowledge that we're more than just this human body. This life that we're here living, there's more to it than this. We are only here for a minute. When we look at the whole grand scheme of eternity, this lifetime that we're living, no, it's just a flash in the pan. So what can we do to make this minute better? What can we do? I'm asking. So I'm asking the question, if you all want to type in the comments, how can we create a world that works for all of us? Realizing and knowing that there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be those that are going to go against the flow, try to swim upstream as it is. So what can we do? Where can we begin even? And, from this message from the angels, they told us, let me go back to that part. It is up to all of you to delve deeper and to figure out how you can incorporate this law of harmony and the desire to help each other, the desire to make it a better world. It's up to each one of us to delve inside, to go inside and say, okay, can I look for a solution? Can I look for something in me that I can share out into the world in a positive way, to influence this world in a better way, to make it a better place to live? I'd really love to hear your comments. Auntie Jean Loriot says, dreaming is part of the answer. We know that visualizing, manifesting, and yes, praying can bring reality. It all has to do with consciousness. If we raise our consciousness to make this our reality, these spread just as the energy and excitement in a concert. If enough makes the world of oneness our reality, it will bring that into being for all of us. Harmony is the natural order of love and peace and complete acceptance. Thank you, Jean Loriot. I love that comment. I'd love to have others. If you have what you could see would be the beginning of a solution, what does that look like? What does it feel like? More importantly, can we feel into wanting harmony? Can we feel into wanting safety and feel it like it's already here? Like, oh yeah, I can go grocery shopping. No biggie. I can go to a concert and be safe. I can fly on an airplane and not worry that it's going to be hijacked. We can feel into how we want the world to be. And then we're putting that energy out there. Our own individual frequency adds to the collective pool of the energy and the frequency of the entire planet. And once we realize that, once that is foremost in our mind, then we know we're influencing the whole collective energy. So what energy are you putting forth? This is my challenge to you today, to observe the energy you're putting out there. And this morning, on my morning show, I talked about how words and how important it is to speak things as if they are already there. Speaking them in I am instead of I will, or it is instead of it can be. When you're speaking from authority and speaking definitively, that's what you're creating. If you're coming from something that may or may not happen in the future, then you're putting the energy out that there's a lack, that there's something that we can't see yet. And maybe we can't see it yet with our physical eyes, but we most certainly can feel it and see it with our spiritual eyes. If we can envision it, it can happen. Jean Molinsky, thank you for being with us. Harmonies complement each other and raise each other's vibration. For me, this brings the light of joy in each of us forth as we walk into peace. It sure does. Thank you for that comment. And thank you to everyone who came on today, everyone that came to hear the message. Hopefully, you shared the message and you let others know this is something that's going to happen every day. Every day, there's going to be a message from the angels. So it's here. Let's focus on the one they gave us at the moment to chew on, the one they gave us that says, pay attention. Pay attention to what you're thinking, especially. Pay attention to what you're creating with your words. Because if you're spewing the low vibration of how awful the world is, how unsafe it is, how you just want to go in your bed and pull up the covers over your head and let life pass you by, if you're spewing that kind of energy, then you're part of the problem. If you're putting forth positive energy of I am safe, I am secure, I am loved, I am enough, I am worthy, then you're adding to the solution of how can we create a world that works for everyone. So I just want to thank you all again. If you want to go read the message in writing, it is at angelspeakers.com. That's my website. Just go to the blog tab and you will see all of my blogs that have been written, not just this year. I've written a blog every night this year that the angels dictate, but there's blogs there from earlier than this year. And some of them are pretty strong. Some of them are things that we can look at in our everyday life and what we're living with and how we're living it. So I encourage you to go look at that. And then join me again tomorrow on social media, all of social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I haven't figured out how to go live on Instagram. I know you can probably do that. But anyway, thank you for joining. And I will see you tomorrow. Stay in your heart. Stay blessed. And namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.